Welcome back into Municipal Stadium for Game 2 of this two-game doubleheader in the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference. It's the Post-University Eagles hosting the Bloomfield College Bears. And let's get this recap/preview underway right away, because stepping up to the mound and more than halfway through his warm-up pitches, it's the 6'2", 190-pound grad student out of Carmel, New York. It's Joe Christiana. Stepping up to the plate, the reigning CACC Pitcher of the Week is on the mound facing the Bloomfield Bears. So far this year, what a year it has been. Making his 8th start of the season, he's off to a 4.89 ERA. A sub-1 whip, actually the highest whip on the team with 1.24. He's tossed a complete game shutout. Actually, his last start was a complete game shutout. Through 38 2/3 innings this year for Christiana, he's given up 21 earned on 40 hits, struck out 37, the second most on the team. Meanwhile, he's only given up 8 walks, a tremendous strikeout-to-walk ratio. Looking to continue that success today, leading things off, it's Marquise Arazo, the man behind the plate for Bloomfield. First pitch, a ball, and we're underway here at 3:17 p.m. So Christiana, last time out for him, it was just an unbelievable start. Against Bridgeport, a 7-inning complete game shutout, only gave up 2 hits in that process, walked 3, and struck out 10. He's in a 1-2 count here, fastball right down West Broadway to Arazo. Arazo started on the mound in Game 1. Overall went 2 for 4 at the plate as well, worked a walk and had a couple of singles. Not to mention as well, he stole a base in that first game. After the last foul ball, another 1-2 from Christiana. Fastball in there for a called strike 3. And the game starts the right way for Christiana, a strikeout looking. And that's the first out here in the first. Move things over to Andres Frias now. Frias in Game 1, he hit that Little League home run to straightaway center field. His second home run of the season. Overall entering today, as he swings and misses at the first pitch. Came into today with a .214 batting average. That's 15 for 70. Now 2 home runs and a triple. Takes a pitch just off the outside corner. Not to mention 3 walks and 21 strikeouts this year for Fry. So for most of the hitters on this Bloomfield lineup, just a lot of strikeouts to not as many walks. You can see Christiana wanting to work the outside corner to Fry is here. All 3 of those first pitches teetering around that outside line. But it's a 2-1 count to the Bloomfield center fielder. Now 2-2. Boy, this is my first time watching Christiana for a full game live and in person, and he works fast. Likes to get the ball, get on the mound, and throw it quickly. Personally, as a broadcaster, I love that. It adds just an extra layer of pressure to hitters. 2-2. Pop-up in the infield, actually shallow outfield. Charging in is the center fielder, and Ben Major makes the catch. 2 away here in the first. Let's give you the defensive alignment for the Eagles today. From left to right in the outfield, it's Hayden Roberge in left, Ben Major, the center fielder, and Dario Sosa patrolling the waters in right. Justin Rivera's at the hot corner, Jesse Alfala, the shortstop, Rene Vega, the third, your second baseman, and Michael Cardona is over at first. Behind the plate, it's Isaiah Velasco, battery mates, of course, with the man on the mound, Joe Christiana. His first pitch into Malachi Jones misses for a ball, and it goes to 1-0. Jones in Game 1, well, he went 0 for 4, reached once on an error, and had a sacrifice bunt as well. Stuck in a 1-1 count here, a righty on lefty matchup. Line drive, right center field, ranging over is the right fielder Dario Sosa, but nobody's going to get there. It splits the outfielders. Jones is going for 2, and the throw's going to be well late. Call it a 2-out double for Malachi Jones. And just like that, the Bears are in business here for Robert Jimenez. So for Malachi Jones, he picks up his first base hit of today. After a 0 for performance in Game 1, you knew he was a big power lefty. He's also had a few appearances on the mounds. Now he picks up another double, his 3rd of the season. Now Jimenez is up at the plate. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch into him. Big wave and a miss at a high fastball, and the count goes to 0-1. Jimenez in Game 1, he went 1 for 3, actually 2 for 4. Reached 3 times, though. On an error, a couple of singles. Also knocked in an RBI. The 0-1. Hard ground ball to the third baseman, but easily gobbled up by Rivera. The long throw to first in time. Oh, not in time. Actually, it gets away from the first baseman, Cardona, and that error is going to allow Jones to score. How about that? An error allows the Bloomfield Bears to take a 1-0 lead here in the first. Not going to lie, I didn't have the greatest angle on it. I wasn't sure if it was the E5 or an E3, if it was on the first baseman or the third baseman, but typically those throws, tough ones, and Justin Rivera looked like a routine play over at third base. But they're going to call that an E5. So the throw, pulling the first baseman off the bag and getting behind him. A quick check over on the runner on first and Jimenez to no avail. So we talked about it in Game 1. But those errors really coming back to haunt Post today. Now the first pitch in to Juan Romero finds the strike zone, and it goes to 0-1. So, man, it looked like Cristiano was cruising through this first inning. A strikeout to start it off, then a flyout, but Malachi Jones with the 2-out double, and then Robert Jimenez reaches on the error. No RBI for Jimenez on that one. Now the 0-1 offering. Runner takes off, and it's grounded through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Jimenez rounds second. He cruises into third. Sosa had some trouble with it over in right field. Looked like he fell down. But either way, it doesn't come back to bite the Eagles. It's another base hit. That's the last three batters all able to reach base. Runners on the corners with 2 away for Bloomfield. And it's now Frank Scarra's turn to step up. Serra came in as a reliever and then had a few appearances at the plate. In Game 1, he went 0 for 1. Did reach once on a walk. First pitch into him. Misses up and away. Might have looked like a design pitch-out play. Maybe seeing if the runner will go. Instead, it goes to 1-0. Scarra on the season, hitting-wise, a .235 batting average is actually the best on the team. Takes a strike on the outside corner and evens it up at 1 apiece. Not to mention 3 doubles, 8 RBIs, 9 walks to 17 strikeouts. So really just the best hitting numbers on the entire Bears roster this year belongs to Frank Scarra, a two-way player. So ahead in the count 2-1. That one almost got a piece of him, but he dodged out of the way at the last second. The 2-1 from Cristiano. Skied in the air, but foul and out of play down the right field line. It goes to 2-2. Boy, a huge pitch for Joe Cristiano here in this outing. Already given up 1 run, thought he was going to get out of it after the first couple of outs and the first couple of batters. Now trying to keep the lead where it's at. The 2-2, runner goes, swing and a miss for strike 3. And finally, Cristiano does retire the side, but not before. The Bears take a 1-0 lead. 1 run on 2 base hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. It's 1-0. Post coming up to bat. Back in here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury for the bottom half of the first inning, and it's Bloomfield out to a 1-0 lead, stepping up to the mound to try to maintain that lead for them. It's the 6'3", 220-pound right-hander out of Staten Island. It's Johnny Downey Jr., the senior, stepping up to the mound. So far this year, this is his third start of the season, but 14th appearance overall. Through 21 innings of work, he's gotten a 15.86 ERA. 37 earned runs through 21 innings again. 21 walks to 12 strikeouts. So pretty clear circle around the ledger for Johnny Downey Jr., almost double the amount of walks than strikeouts. So if you're a post, you're looking to be patient at the plate, especially already down a run. And with a lot of pitchers used in this series in general for Bloomfield, you're trying to make their starters work. Let's meet the lineup that will do just that today for the Eagles. Leading them off, it'll be Jesse Alfalo, the shortstop, followed by Rene Vega III at second base. Isaiah Velasco's behind the plate, batting third. Justin Rivera's at the hot corner in cleanup. Batting fifth, it's Hayden Roberge, left fielder. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Jalen Kelly. Following him, it's the first baseman Michael Cardona, while Dario Sosa and Ben Major, the right and center fielders, round out the lineup today for post. First pitch of this bottom half of the first is a ball to Jesse Alfalo, and we're underway. Alfalo over in game one. Well, he didn't get a base hit. He went 0 for 3, but did reach twice, once on a walk and the other on a hit by pitch. Stole a bag as well in that first game and quickly ahead in the count 2-0. So, as advertised, looking to be patient at the plate against Johnny Downey, who seems to have control issues, at least on the stat book. And a righty-on-righty matchup. The 2-0. Fastball right at the chest for strike one. Alfalo on the season came into today with a .356 batting average, leading the team with 135 at-bats this year. Now he chops one back up the middle. Going to be a tough play. It's the shortstop Klein. Fields it, fires, and gets Alfalo in time. Boy, those high choppers are not easy to handle. You usually have to throw on the run off your back foot. And Klein, the shortstop, did it to perfection that time for the first out. So in steps Rene Vega, star freshman for these Eagles, but looking to bounce back from a tough game one in which he went 0 for 5. Switch hitter will once again bat from the left side. It's been all righties other than Malachi Jones for Bloomfield on the mound throughout the 4 games now. The first pitch up and in on Vega. Ooh, scary pitch that time. It goes to 1-0. Vega on the year entering today. Second best batting average on the team and the 11th best on-base percentage in the conference. Just a touch under 400 at 369 his average. The 1-0. And that one hit him. Boy, both pitches way too far inside that time from Johnny Downey. And Vega eats one on the back, but first base runner of the game for the Eagles. Vega seems to be wearing it just fine. Always stings, but handles it well. So now in steps Isaiah Velasco. Left-handed catcher. Didn't get a base hit, but only went 0 for 1 in the first game. Worked 2 walks and was hit by a pitch. Stole 2 bases and scored 3 runs. So despite the no-hit in game 1, a really productive day at the plate for Velasco. And the first pitch in the dirt. That's actually going to allow Rene Vega, who got a really good read on that pitch, to move up to second. So wild pitch for Johnny Downey. And a 1-0 count into Velasco. Velasco, the reigning player of the week. Battery mates with the reigning pitcher of the week on the mound for post, but we'll see that in the other half of the frame. Good take just off the outside corner. Looked like a pretty good pitch from Downey Jr., but it goes to 2-0. Velasco at the plate, transferred over from Cal Berkeley, a D1 program. Now ahead in the count 3-0. Another pitch in the dirt. Runner takes off. The throw down to third in time Boy, you like the aggressiveness from Rene Vega, but maybe a bit ill-advised that time as they catch him stealing, and now it's 2 down here in the first. It was a pretty good read by Marquise Arazo behind the plate. We were talking up here in the booth in between innings. Arazo, he's played everywhere today. He's pitched, he's played second. I believe he was in left field, and now he's behind the plate, and he just caught a runner trying to steal third on him. Well, the 3-0 pitch to Velasco coming up. And it misses down low for ball 4, so it makes that caught stealing just sting a little bit more, knowing that the inning's going to continue. It's a runner on first with 2 gone, and that's the first walk given up today by Downey. In steps Justin Rivera. Rivera went 1 for 4 in game 1, knocked in an RBI single, came around to score 1, did score a run, did strike out once. Quick check on the runner on first, and Velasco to no avail. It's not very often you see not only a catcher who can hit, but a catcher who can swipe some bags as well. Still 2 bags in game 1. That puts him up to 8 on the season. So you definitely got to keep an eye on Velasco over on first, and they do so, but it doesn't work out for them that well that time as the throw goes out into foul territory in right field. Velasco's rounding second. He's going all the way to third before they can get the ball in. So that's a 2-base throwing error on the pitcher, Johnny Downey. It's the first error of the game on Bloomfield, but it puts the tying run only 90 feet away from scoring. Makes this at-bat all the more important for Justin Rivera, who has been standing in the batter's box for a while but hasn't seen a pitch yet. Righty-on-righty matchup, and the first pitch in. Down low and inside, and the count goes to 1-0. Let's give you the defensive alignment for the Bears here in Game 2. From left to right in the outfield, it's Elder Maldonado in left, Andres Frias in center, and Juan Romero patrolling the waters in right. Robert Jimenez at the hot corner, Joseph Klein the shortstop, Franny Medina your second baseman, and Frank Scaro's at first. Good pitch on the outside corner to even up the count at 1-1. Finishing it off, it's Marquise Arazo behind the plate, battery mates of course, with the man on the mound, Johnny Downey Jr., which, by the way, might be my favorite name to say in all of college baseball. The 1-1. Ooh. Breaking ball misses up and in. Went over the head of Rivera that time, and it goes to 2-1. Rivera entering today came in with a .323 batting average, 10 doubles, 2 bombs, and 37 RBIs. It's good for 6th most in the conference. Takes ball 3 up and away. So a good count here. You're probably hunting a fastball, especially with 2 gone. Really want to be selective and only swing at the pitch you like. Now the 3-1 offering. That's off the outside corner, ball 4. So make it 3 free passes in a row for Johnny Downey Jr. out on the mound. A hit by pitch, a walk, and a walk. And now we move things over to Hayden Roberge. Roberge had a really good game 1. Went 1 for 2, had an RBI single, but also walked once and was plunked by a pitch. Scored a couple of runs and stole a base. It's easy to forget as well that Roberge made a tremendous sliding grab in left field in game 1 as well, so really doing it on both sides. Trying to drive in the tying run for post here in what has been a very long bottom half of the first. First pitch just misses down low, and it goes to 1-0. Roberge continuing to just swing a very hot bat as of late. Came into today with a .305 batting average, but you take a look at his last 7 games entering today, he's going 8 for 20 in that span. That's 400. Combined with 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored, 2 doubles, and 7 walks. Boy, just doing it all right now at the plate is Hayden Roberge. The 1-0. Pitch well off the outside corner, 2-0. Robert in his first year here with Post University, played 5 seasons over at Norwich Uni. It's a D3 school. Seems like the jump from Division 3 to Division 2 hasn't affected him at all. Boy, Johnny Downey Jr. taking his time out on the mound. And there is a pitch clock here. Two-0. Down low, 3-0 now. So a quick look at the stat sheet will tell you that Johnny Downey on the season has almost double the amount of walks as he does strikeouts. So you're expecting Post to just be really patient here, but hit by pitch, a walk and a walk. Danger of giving up his third in a row. 3-1 count. The runner on third base, that's Isaiah Velasco. The runner on first is Justin Rivera. Remember that Jesse Alfala got caught stealing to third. Otherwise, the bases would be loaded with one gone. Runner almost took off, but instead it's going to be ball 4, so it doesn't matter either way. And now that is the bases loaded. Third walk in a row for Johnny Downey Jr. Fourth free pass in a row if you include the hit by pitch. And now it's Jalen Kelly stepping up to the plate with the bases juiced. Boy, if you're Bloomfield, this is not what you wanted to see. Jalen Kelly might be the hottest hitter, not only on Post, but in the entire CACC right now. And with the bases loaded and 2 gone, it's just not the hitter you want to face. And right now it looks like we're going to have a visit from the pitching coach just going over the game plan on how you want to attack Kelly. Taking a look at the schedule around the CACC while we wait. Got a full slate of games today. Already a few of them finaled. Mercy beat Lincoln 13-6. Holy Family beat Wilmington today 6-3. Of course, Post won game 1 10-4 here against Bloomfield. And Goldley Beacom beat Chestnut Hill 7-1. So the bases remain loaded. 2 men gone here in the bottom half of the first inning. And Jalen Kelly stepping up to the plate to try to drive home, at the very least, the game-tying run for Post. Give you Kelly's numbers in just a moment, but looks like Downey's ready. And the first pitch. Fastball finds the outside corner. And it goes to 0-1. So Kelly in game 1, he went 3 for 4. 2 doubles, a single, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Boy, what a game he had. Now the 0-1. And it plunked him. Hit him right on the back, and that's going to count as an RBI just the same. So the RBI streak continues for Jalen Kelly. And that's the game-tying run for Post University. Kind of an anticlimactic fashion. But hey, it works out just the same way. That RBI streak I'm talking about, by the way, up to 5 games now. So a 1-1 ball game. Now, Michael Cardona steps up to the plate. He didn't play in game 1. He takes the first pitch off the inside corner, and that's ball 1. Cardona this year, having a really good year. Transferred out of UMass Lowell, hitting .313. 6 doubles, 13 RBIs, 4 walks, and 14 strikeouts for the first baseman. Next pitch finds the outside corner, evens up the count at 1 apiece. So remember, this inning started off with Jesse Alfala grounding out to the shortstop. Then Rene Vega was hit by a pitch. Isaiah Velasco walked. Vega tried to swipe third and was caught stealing third base. Justin Rivera walked. Hayden Roberge walked. Jaden Kelly got hit by a pitch. Now it's Michael Cardona. So 1 run on no base hits for Post. 2-1 offering into Cardona. Big wave and a miss, boy. That's a want-to-hit one over the fence type of swing right there, but it evens up the count at 2-2. Cardona still looking for his first home run this year. Played in game 1 only yesterday. Went 0 for 2, but picked up an RBI and a sac fly. Looking to stay alive. The 2-2. Hard ground ball through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Rivera scores. Rounding third is Roberge. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. It's a 2 RBI single for Michael Cardona, and the Eagles take a 3-1 lead. How about that for Michael Cardona? Picks up his 14th and 15th RBIs of the season. And a moment where you were a little bit nervous about this game. Remember, it was 2 gone with nobody on here in the first inning. But now the first hit of the ball game brings home 2 for Post. And they're out to a 3-1 lead. It's now Dario Sosa's turn to try to continue this 2-out rally. First pitch into him. Misses down low. Nice stop behind the plate by Arazo. Prevents the runners from moving up. Sosa also had a tremendous game 1. Went 2 for 3. 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, a sac fly. Also was robbed of a hit in right field. He would have went 3 for 4 otherwise. And he hits one hard into right field, ranging over to the right fielder. He's not going to get there. It gets past Romero and rolls all the way to the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score. Heading into third is Dario Sosa, and he will get there standing up. A 2 RBI triple for Sosa, and it's now a 5-1 Eagles lead. For Dario Sosa, the first triple of the season. Add 2 more RBIs onto his ledger today, and boy, every single base runner coming with 2 outs here for Post University, and they've scored 5 runs since then. So the 9th batter of the inning to come up to the plate, and it's the center fielder, Ben Major. Johnny Downey Jr. still in there for Bloomfield as Major swings at the first pitch, skies it to straightaway center field. Under it is Frias. He makes the catch, and that'll do it here in the first. But how about that first inning for Post University? They put up a 5 spot and take a 5-1 lead heading to the second. We move to the top of the second inning of what has already been a really fun affair between these two teams. A 5-1 Post lead after 1 inning of play. And it's Joe Christiana back out on the mound. Hopefully feeling a bit more comfortable now with 4 runs to pad his lead. Got the first 2 outs fairly quickly in the top half of the first. But then a 2-out rally of Bloomfield's own allowed him to get the first run of this game. It's a 2-0 count here to the 7-hole hitter, Joseph Klein, the shortstop. I'll give you his numbers in just a quick moment, but again, especially with nobody on, Christiana working really fast, and it's now 3-0. Klein entering today with a 141 batting average, 9 for 64 on the season, a double and a triple. Takes strike one right down West Broadway, and it moves to 3-1. 6 RBIs on the year, 9 walks, and tied for the team most 27 strikeouts. This time he lines one into right center field, ranging over the center fielder, and a nice play by Ben Major showing off the speed for out number 1. That was a pretty hard hit ball from Joseph Klein going the other way. It's not an easy play for a center fielder to make, especially coming off the bat of a righty like that. It tends to spin away from you. Either way, Major shows off the speed, and we move things over to Franny Medina. Medina, another one of these players who can pretty much play every position as he skies one fairly deep into left field. But ranging over there is Roberge, and he comes down with it. Only a few pitches here for Christiana, but quickly 2 away in the second. Saw Franny Medina really get under one in Game 1 on a fly ball that looked fairly similar to that last one, but it just went a whole lot deeper and one hopped off the wall for a double. Didn't quite get the same contact this time around. Now Elder Maldonado steps up, takes a strike on the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. Quickly 0-2 right now on the Bears left fielder. Maldonado only had 2 at-bats in the first game, went 0 for 2. Was pinch hit for later, but did have an RBI on a ground out. Christiana looking for a 1-2-3 inning. The 1-2 just off the outside corner evens it up. 2-2 now. Of course, these battery mates, Christiana and Velasco, the reigning pitchers and players of the week in the CACC. Soft ground ball over to the third baseman, Rivera. Throw to first in time. And it is a 1-2-3 inning for Joe Christiana and the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. It's the Eagles looking to add on to their 5-1 lead. We go to the bottom of the second inning here in Waterbury, and Johnny Dow Jr. still out on the mound for Bloomfield. In the first inning, it was 9 batters that came up to the plate for Post. They scored 5 runs on only 2 base hits. That's because of 6 free passes, 2 hits batsmen, and 4 walks from Johnny Dow Jr., and all of that came with 2 outs in the inning. So for Post, it was a really nice 2-out rally, looking to add on to their 4-run lead. Now back to the top of the lineup, it's Jesse Alfala, who led off the first inning with a ground out. He's 0 for 1. For Dow Jr., too, there's not much tougher than walking a lot of batters because, well, you throw a lot of pitches. Threw 33 in that first inning. Misses down low and quickly behind in the count to Jesse Alfala. It's 2-0. Righty on righty matchup. Nobody on, nobody out. Leadoff hitter here in the top of the second inning. Bottom of the second inning, I should say. 2-0. Misses down low, and it quickly moves to 3-0 now. Alfala still looking for his first hit today. He's reached twice in game 1, but 2 free passes then. And again, he grounded out earlier today. Pretty rare. Again, the 3rd highest batting average on the team. Top 10 in runs scored and top 10 in hits in the conference this year. So, been in a little bit of a cold stretch, but hey, that's baseball. And he takes a 4-pitch walk here to kick off this second inning. Boy, the expression goes that leadoff walks lead to bad things, but it's almost worse when you're Johnny Dow Jr. and you just know that you've been struggling to find your command today. It's Rene Vega stepping up to the plate now. Remember, Vega, in his first at-bat, saw the first pitch up and in and then got plunked by the second one. Took second base on a wild pitch and then tried to do the same thing over to third base, but was actually caught trying to steal third. Otherwise, it would be 6-1 for Post if Vega was able to stay alive there. Either way, first pitch into him. Finds the strike zone on the inside corner, and it goes to 0-1. By the way, that was the 4th walk given up today by Johnny Dow Jr. on the mound. Vega had a really good day yesterday, and the 2 games combined went 4 for 7 with 3 runs and 2 RBIs. Runner takes off for second base. The pitch outside, the throw in far too late. Call it a stolen base for Jesse Alfala. For Alfala, that's his 5th stolen base of the season. Actually, I lied. That's his 7th stolen base of the season because he had 2 in game 1. So 3 stolen bases today. For the Eagles shortstop, it puts a runner in scoring position with nobody gone. Now the 1-1. Misses down low, 2-1. Seems like a great opportunity for Rene Vega at the plate. A really young player, true freshman. As we mentioned, in a cold streak as of late, but maybe the right time to snap out of it here. The 2-1. Misses down low, 3-1. And by the way, by a cold streak, he's still getting on base at a really good clip throughout this streak. It's just the batting average that's gone down. Now the 3-1. Oh, ball 4. So 5th walk of the game given up by Johnny Dowd. Runners on first and second with nobody gone. I think that's going to do it for Dowd tonight. We're going to have a pitching change here in the bottom half of the second. It's a 5-1 lead, 2 on, and nobody out for Post. Stepping up to the mound for Bloomfield, it's the 5'8", 189-pound right-hander out of Patterson, New Jersey. Jose Cueto is on the mound trying to keep this game right where it's at. A 5-1 lead for Post. So far this year, this will be the 14th appearance for Cueto. And through 25 innings of work, he's given up 32 earned, 25 walks, as opposed to 10 strikeouts. So once again, it should be the same game plan for Post. Just try to be really patient at the plate. 25 walks to 10 strikeouts is just not necessarily what you want to see as a pitcher. First pitch into Velasco is skied in the air, straightaway center field. Tagging up from second base is Alfala, and he'll get into third safely. So call it a sac fly for Velasco. Runner goes from second to third, and it's runners on the corners with one out. So, hey, how about efficiency that time for Cueto? First batter he faced, and the first out of the inning. Justin Rivera, the cleanup hitter, is the next man up for Post. So far in this game, he doesn't have an official at-bat like many of his teammates. Worked a walk in his first plate appearance and later came around to score. Everyone taking a few seconds to get set. Righty on righty matchup. Runners on the corners, one man gone. We're in the bottom of the second inning. And a quick check on the runner on first. That's to no avail. By the way, that runner on first is Rene Vega. Vega, he's 3 for 6 coming into today in stolen base attempts, so 50% is not necessarily what you want to see, but he'll try him. Got to keep an eye on him. It's a 1-0 to Justin Rivera so far. Should be some chemistry between the two battery mates here, Jose Cueto and Marquise Arizio. They went to high school together and actually graduated in the same class. Slow chopper over to the left side. Going to be a tough play. Charging on is Jimenez. The throw to first in time. Called an RBI ground out for Justin Rivera as Jesse Alfala comes home to score. It's now a 6-1 Post lead. That was a really nice looking play by Robert Jimenez over at third. That's not an easy play by any means. Having to charge on, it was hit so slowly that it looked like the pitcher Cueto was trying to get a beat on it. But either way, Rivera picks up his first RBI of this one. Now with 2 away, runner on second base. Batter up is Hayden Roberge. Roberge just playing very, very well as of late. First pitch into him. Up and in. Fastball. Scary pitch that time around. Count goes to 1-0. So far today, well, no official at bat. Worked a walk and came around to score. Now the 1-0 offering. On the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Mentioned it a bit earlier. Coming into today, he was 8 for his last 20, Hayden Roberge. He also got a base hit and 2 tries in game 1. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the outside corner, and it goes to 1-2. It was Bloomfield getting on the board first in the top of the first, but then a 5-run bottom of the first for Post. They've already scored 1 here in the bottom of the second, looking to add on. The 1-2. Good take for Roberge that time off the outside corner. Evens it up, 2-2. The 2-2 offering. Ooh, check swing, but it got a piece of him. They're going to say that he did check his swing, and that's going to go down as a hit by pitch. So another... Excuse me, never mind. They said they went over to the first base umpire, and they say that he swung. So that's going to be strike 3. Wow, how often do you see that? The home plate umpire said, take your base. The first base umpire said, no, not so fast. And that's the first strikeout of the game for Cueto. So here in the second inning, the Eagles, they get 1 run on no base hits, no errors, and they leave 1 on the base paths. It's now 6-1 here on Post University baseball. We move to the third inning here in Waterbury, Connecticut, and it's a 6-1 lead for Post. Joe Christiana back out on the mound, one of the quicker workers I've seen in all of college baseball, maybe just all of baseball. Looks to continue that here in the third. He's retired 4 in a row, worked a 1-2-3 second, and it's back up to the top of the order, and Marquise Orazo is back up at the plate. First pitch into him. Fastball misses low and inside, and it goes to 1-0. Orazo, he's 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first inning. Checks his swing on a pitch not ruled a strike. I thought it was going to be, but gets called down to the third base umpire, and he says he didn't go around, so it goes to 2-0 instead. And already, Christiana deals. Foul back into the netting, 2-1. Orazo out of Woodland Park, as we mentioned not too long ago, went to the same high school as the pitcher, Jose Cueto. Both recruited out of PCTI High School, Woodland Park, New Jersey. The 3-1 offering. Hard ground ball to the right side. Vega collects, fires to first, 1 away. Make it 5 in a row retired for Joe Christiana out on the mound. And I actually am going to say that the speed that he works with is a real factor out there, especially when you're standing in the field for a really long time, as these Bears have done in the last couple of innings. When you work quick and you put some pressure on these hitters, well, you might catch them sleeping every once in a while. Andres Frias is the next man up. He's 0 for 1 so far in this game. Flew out to center field. And it's a high fly ball, crushed out to left center. Might be playable for the left center fielder, Roberts, and he does make the catch. Boy, nice over-the-shoulder grab as he was tracking that the entire way. And it's a loud out number 2. Boy, Roberts made that look fairly easy out there. Those are not easy fly balls to track, and Joe Christiana giving him a little love out on the mound. So 2 up and 2 down here in the third. And Malachi Jones will try to keep the inning alive for Bloomfield. Jones, he's gotten one of the 2 base hits for Bloomfield today. Picked up a double in the first inning. Now the first pitch into him here. Down low in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-0. Jones, the 3rd highest batting average on the team this season. He fouls one off down the left field line and out of play. Evens up the count at 1-1. Well, for somebody who's 5'11", 205 pounds, he's only got a .250 slugging percentage. Picked up his 3rd double earlier in this game, and that's his only 3 extra base hits. Hits one hard. Oh, a diving stop by the third baseman Rivera on to first. Oh, what a play! Justin Rivera with an absolute beauty to retire the side here in the third. No hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Another 1-2-3 inning for Joe Christiana, and just highlighted by that diving stop by Justin Rivera. We move to the bottom of the third inning here in Waterbury, and already for the second time coming up to the plate, it's Jalen Kelly, the 6-hole hitter. What a day it's been for Post. Took game one by a score of 10-4, and they're out to a 6-1 lead almost halfway through game two. Jalen Kelly so far today, well, doesn't have an official at-bat, but picked up an RBI when he was plunked by a pitch in the first. And now he's ahead in the count 1-0 here. Still going up against Jose Cueta. And the 1-0 offering. Good breaking ball finds the strike zone, 1-1. So Cueto, you came in relief of Johnny Dowdy Jr. We can officially close the book on him. We'll do so in just a quick moment. The next pitch gets skied in foul territory. Might be playable for the catcher, but Erazo just misses it. And therefore, Jalen Kelly's going to get another chance as it stays at 1-2. So overall, the day for Johnny Dowdy, pitched 1+ innings of work and gave up 6 runs. All of them were earned on 2 hits and 5 walks. Not to mention what's not going to be in there, but will be in some of the deeper stats if you look for it, is 2-hit batsmen. So call it 7 free passes for Johnny Dow Jr. Now the 1-2. Little blooper into shallow right field. Hustling over there is Juan Romero, but he's not going to get there. Call it a seeing eye single for Jalen Kelly as he moves to 1-for-1 on the day. And the Eagles have their leadoff man aboard here in the third. For Jalen Kelly, his 4th hit in 5 at-bats today. Just what a day he is having. Now we move things over to Michael Cardona. Cardona, the slugging first baseman, batting from the right side, picked up a couple of RBIs with his single only a couple of innings ago. First pitch into him this time around, hard ground ball to the shortstop, could be 2. To second for 1. The relay back to first in time. How about that? A clutch 6-4-3 double play for Bloomfield, and all of a sudden there's 2 gone. So very quickly now, 2 away, nobody on the base paths, and it'll be up to Dario Sosa to try to keep the inning alive. Another righty-on-righty matchup. Only 2 lefties in this lineup today for Post, and both of them hitting in the top 3 of the lineup. First pitch into Sosa gets fouled off, and it goes to 0-1. Sosa, he cleared the bases with a 2-ribby triple back in the first inning. So call him 1-for-1. Now the 0-1. And the dirt, 1-1 now. So for Sosa, I've mentioned it a bit earlier before he absolutely demolished that triple. He's a bit streaky. Take a look at his last 6 games as an example. He's 5-for-19, which are pretty good numbers overall. But in 3 of those games, he didn't have a hit. Now he smokes another one, but it goes right at Andres Frias, the center fielder, for the final out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base for Post. It's still 6-1 heading to the 4th. Dario Sosa is fucking huge, dude. Leading off for the top of the third inning, it's going to be Robert Jimenez who steps up to the plate, working up against Joe Cristiano, who's, after the first inning where ran into a little bit of a trouble, it's been smooth sailing for Cristiano since. He's retired 7 in a row. And he's gotten a lot of help from his teammates as well, highlighted by that last play of the bottom of the third, where it was a hard-hit ground ball to Justin Rivera, and he laid out Superman style to make the grab and threw to first in time. So 7 in a row retired, and now Robert Jimenez steps up in an 0-1 count. He was able to reach back in the first inning thanks to an error. It's the only error of the game on either side. Hard ground ball to the third base side, but again, foul. So Jimenez is out in front of a couple of pitches and quickly behind in an 0-2 count. Give you the line scores through 3. Actually, there's 1 error on each side. For the Bears, it's 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error. For Post, 6 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Boy, 6 runs on 3 hits. Can't say the last time I saw that. Now the 0-2. Up and away, 1-2. A big swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the first out of the inning. Make it 8 in a row retired for Cristiano. That's his 3rd strikeout of this game. First time Jimenez has gone down via the K, and now Juan Romero steps up to the plate. Romero, he was the last batter to reach for these Bloomfield Bears. Hit a single back in the first. Now it's a hard ground ball back to the second baseman. It goes off the glove of Vega into right field. Boy, that took the strangest hop you could imagine. And absolutely just ate up Vega. That's going to go down as a base hit. Nothing you could do there if you're Rene Vega. I mean, he looked like he was in a really good position. Right now, the catcher, Velasco, is actually giggling at him for a quick second, just kind of laughing. Giving his teammate a bit of a tough time. So how about Juan Romero? Pretty much the only guy who's been able to figure out Joe Cristiano today. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Now it's Frank Scarra's turn. Runner on first, 1 man gone. First pitch in. Fastball right down the middle, and it's 0-1. Serra, he struck out swinging back in the first. And actually, I was on 4 pitches, so a pretty quick strikeout to him. And he's quickly behind 0-2. Serra, the two-way player. He's had the best outing on the mound out of any Bloomfield Bear today. Quick check on the runner on first to no avail. Over in Game 1, Serra, he pitched 2 2/3. Only gave up 1 run on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Now trying to do it on the other side of the diamond with the bat in his hands. The 0-2. In there for a called strike 3. Boy, what a pitch by Joe Cristiano, picking up his 4th strikeout of the game for out number 2 here in the 4th. We've seen that a few times tonight, both from Cristiano and from Brennan Holligan in Game 1, just dotting that outside corner with the fastball. A really tough pitch to do anything with if you're a hitter. And another check on the runner on first. Oh, and it gets away from the first baseman Cardona. That's going to allow the runner to move up to second. He's rounding second. He's heading into third, and he'll get there safely. Called a 2-base throwing error on the pitcher, Joe Cristiano. That's a crucial error. The second one of the game for Post. And now another run only 90 feet away from scoring for Bloomfield. Boy, how many times have we seen just pickoff errors today? A lot of E1s written down in the scorebook between both of these two games. Another one here. Let's hope it doesn't cost the Eagles. First pitch into Joseph Klein. In there for a strike. And the count goes to 0-1. Klein, he's 0 for 1. Flew out to center on the first pitch he saw in the second. And another good pitch just on the outside corner, and it goes to 0-2. You also got to give Isaiah Velasco a lot of credit behind the plate. He's framing some of these outside corner pitches like to perfection. Cristiano having a little trouble with the mound, but now he looks to be set. The 0-2. Ooh, well outside. Nice stop by Velasco behind the plate. 1-2. Klein, between both the games combined today, he's 1 for 5. Checks his swing on a pitch well outside. No appeal down to either base, so it goes to 2-2. But one base hit, and that moves it up to a really solid 2 for 6 performance. And one that you're extremely happy about if you're Klein, who came in today with a below 200 batting average. Skies one, foul territory behind home plate, and it goes out of play. It remains at 2-2. This inning started off with a strikeout to Jimenez. Ramirez singled, then made his way over to third base on the throwing error on the pickoff attempt. Then a strikeout to Serra. Now the 2-2. Fastball. Ooh. Thought that was going to be in there for a called strike 3. We saw Frank Scarra get rung up on that pitch only a batter ago, but instead it goes to a full count, 3-2. You got to be careful if you're Joe Cristiano. I don't know if the camera's caught up, but he gave the umpire quite a look after that last pitch. Umpires never like that. The payoff pitch. Down low, ball 4. So second base runner allowed in the inning. It's now runners on the corners. But only the first walk given up today by Cristiano. Move things over to the 8-hole hitter. It's Franny Medina stepping up to the plate. Medina 0 for 1. Flew out back in the second. Coming up in a big spot here. First pitch in. Ground ball, chopped foul down the third baseline, and it goes to 0-1. Medina, he had a really good game 1, went 2 for 4. A double, a single, a run scored. Did strike out a couple of times, but you'll always take that 2 for 4 performance. Quick check on the runner on first, and Klein dives back in safely. Klein's a shortstop, and he's also a perfect 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts this year, so you definitely got to keep an eye on him. There he goes. Next pitch is up high. The throw down to second base. Not in time. Boy, Klein didn't get the best jump, but really showing off the wheels and put a good swim move on the slide as well to avoid the tag. Call it a stolen base for him. He's now 7 for 7 on the season in that category. It's a 1-1 count to Medina at the plate. 2 in scoring position for Bloomfield. Trying to cut the deficit in half. Next pitch misses upstairs, and it's a good count here for Medina, 2-1. And right now you can see Cristiano, just the body language, showing some frustration out on the mound with some of the calls behind the plate. 2-1 pitch, right down West Broadway, and it's down to 2-2. A base hit likely scores 2 for Bloomfield. Meanwhile, Cristiano looking for his 5th strikeout, the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that retires the side. Cristiano strikes out the side here in the 4th. And for the Bears, they get no runs on a hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. It's 6-1 Post heading to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 6-1 lead for Post University heading to the bottom of the fourth inning, and the 9-1-2 hitters are due up for the Eagles. Jose Cueto still out there for Bloomfield. He's been pretty solid through a couple innings of work. And the first pitch in to Ben Major in there for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Major, he didn't play in Game 1. He's 0 for 1 so far today. Flew out to end that very long first inning where 9 batters came to the plate against Johnny Downey Jr. Oh, and he hits a hard line drive into left center field, but it's going to hang up there long enough for Frias to make the catch, and it's allowed out number 1. Move things over to the top of the lineup. And Jesse Alfala stepping into the plate. 0 for 1 so far, but worked a walk in his second at-bat. First pitch in him this time is popped in the air. He's a little frustrated with himself, slamming the bat down after that. But the second baseman, Medina, gets under, and he makes the catch. Quickly here, 3 pitches and 2 outs in the fourth. It'll be up to Rene Vega III to try to keep the inning alive for Post. Vega, no official at-bats. At a certain point, it's almost every single player in the Post lineup other than one has reached base today, and 7 out of 8 of them have gotten on base via a free pass. So a lot of these hitters have just had no at-bats so far in the scorebook, and it's the same case for Vega, who's been hit by a pitch and he's walked. First pitch in, found the strike zone, and it goes to 0-1 on him. And we've talked about Vega a lot. I'm sure he wants to bounce back after an 0 for 5 game, but he hasn't really had an opportunity. Hits a high fly ball into right center field, but hangs up there again, and Andres Frias makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Jose Cueto in relief. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. Still 6-1 Eagles heading to the 5th. We move to the 5th inning here in Waterbury, Connecticut, and it's Joe Christiana working with a 5-run lead for the Eagles and having another fantastic start, the reigning CACC Pitcher of the Week. He's only given up 1 run through 4 innings of work so far today, but the first pitch this time to Maldonado finds center field for a base hit, and Elder Maldonado moves to 1 for 2 on the day on the first pitch he sees here in the 5th. There was a stretch of 8 in a row retired for Joe Christiana, and that actually went all the way to the first out in the 4th. Let a couple of base runners on in that frame, but got himself in and out of trouble by striking out at the side. Let's see if you can do something similar here in the 5th. Leadoff man aboard, and we go back to the top of the order. It's Marquise Arazo stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far today, but I say his name with a little bit of interest because he looked like he was battling something behind the plate in between innings. Looked like he was shaking up his hand and actually got a visit from the post-athletic trainer. But he's still in the game, and he's having a pretty good day. Doesn't matter the position he's in. He's pitched. He's played second base. Now behind the plate catching. Righty on lefty matchup. And the 1-0 offering from Christiana. Fastball dots the outside corner, and it goes to 1-1. Christiana, a quick worker. Starting to slow down here in the fifth. That fastball gets behind, or almost behind, Erazo. He's late on it. Fouls it off, and it's 1-2 now. For Christiana this year, strikeout-wise, he's second on the team. Came into this game with 37 of them. He's already got 5 today, and he's looking for his 6th. The 1-2 just misses off the outside corner. 2-2 now. The grad student out of Carmel, New York, in his 5th season here with the Eagles. 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Making another strikeout for Christiana, his 6th of the game. And it's the first out here in the 5th. Moves us over to the 2-hole hitter. And Andres Frias steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2, but he's hit the ball hard each time he's come up to the plate. A couple of flyouts for him. One to left, one to center, but you definitely got to be careful. First pitch, another high fly ball. This one hit more shallow. And Major makes the catch in center field. Quickly 2 away after the leadoff single for Bloomfield. It'll be up to Malachi Jones to try to keep the inning alive for Bloomfield today. He's 1 for 2 so far. Doubled back in the first inning and actually came around to score after that. Another one of these Bears who can just play anywhere, including on the mound. Did have a short relief appearance. Didn't go the best, but hey, that's baseball sometimes. First pitch is a hard line drive. Shallow center field, charging on Major. He lays out, and he makes the catch. Boy, how about the outfield today for Post? Ben Major with a fantastic play, and that retires the side. It's a 6-1 lead for Post University as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning in a 6-1 ball game in favor of the Eagles. And boy, what a day Post is having in both games. The defense is just showing out. A few plays to keep in mind, especially just in Game 2. We had that tremendous play by Justin Rivera at third base. Ben Major with one of the best highlight catches you'll see out in center field. And then how about the play for Bloomfield not too long ago out in left as well? So There's been a couple of just tremendous catches all around. The outfield defense has been really, really fun to watch in this one. So we go to the 5th inning, and it's the heart of the order coming up to the plate for Post. It's Isaiah Velasco to lead them off. Doesn't have an official at-bat today. He's actually 0 for 0. He worked a walk and then hit a sacrifice fly his last time out. He's ahead of the count 2-0 here. Taking a look at some of the stats on the year for Post. I mean, look, we know the situation with Bloomfield and the losing streak, and just their stats are not the best on the year. But for Post, the fielding has been something to improve on. Currently sitting at 6th in the conference with 63 errors on the season, and 6th in the conference at fielding percentage as well. But you wouldn't know it today. Their defense has looked just utterly outstanding throughout both of these games. Quickly now, Velasco ahead in the count 3-1. Good count for a big power lefty like Velasco. Got to hunt fastball and be selective with your pitch. Cueto deals the 3-1. Ooh, and a big wave and a miss. That's always the risk, is that Cueto, he actually went breaking ball there, which you really don't see too often at this level, but got to give credit where it's due. So now the payoff pitch coming up. Cueto from the windup. Deals the 3-2. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Jose Cueto. And boy, that was a really good looking pitch at 3-2. I believe it was just a fastball that dots the outside corner. So 1 away here in the 5th. And now Justin Rivera steps up to the plate. 0 for 1, but picked up an RBI in the ground out last time. First pitch into him. Fouled straight back. It goes to 0-1 now on him. Not to mention Rivera, he also walked back in the first inning and came around to score there. Righty on righty matchup, the 0-1. Little blooper into shallow right field. It's going to find some grass for a base hit. And Rivera picks up his first base hit of this game. Moves to 1 for 2. And throughout both of these games, he's having a really good evening. So a runner on first with one man gone. Hayden Roberge is the next man up. Roberge had a tremendous play out in left field earlier today. So far in this game, he's 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout, as well as a run scored. First pitch in, misses down low in the dirt. Nice stop by Arraza behind the plate. Roberge in game 1, he went 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Scored a couple of runs in that game, so just continuing to get on base at a really good clip. And that doesn't change here. Roberge gets hit by another pitch. He was hit by a pitch in game 1 as well, so for the second time today, he gets plunked. And now it's 2 men on with 1 man gone. And that's actually not unusual for Hayden Roberge. My goodness, that's his 24th hit by pitch this year. That's an absurd amount of hit by pitches. That leads the conference by a mile. And yeah, it almost feels like you're trying at a certain point, but hey, you got to give credit where it's due. He eats them. Now we step up to the plate, and it's Jalen Kelly. Kelly 1 for 1. He was also plunked by a pitch in the first. He actually got an RBI on that hit by pitch because the bases were loaded at the time. 2 on, 1 out. The 1-0 pitch into him. Hard ground ball to the left side. It gets through for a base hit. Heading into third is Rivera. They're sending him to the plate. Here comes the throw from the cutoff man. It's offline. Call it an RBI single for Jalen Kelly, and it's now a 7-1 Post lead. His second RBI of this game, and Jalen Kelly just continues to have a hot week and a half at the plate. It's been an unbelievable stretch for him. And combining the 2 games now, that's his 5th RBI of the day. So runners on the corners with one man gone. Doesn't get much easier for Cueto out on the mound as Michael Cardona steps up to the plate. Cardona, 1 for 2. Had a couple of ribbies with his single back in the first. The first offering in. Off the outside corner, and it goes to 1-0. Cardona, former D1 student out of UMass Lowell. Sophomore, hometown of Hamden, Connecticut. Now the 1-0. Hit in the air, straightaway center field. Frias, he's under it. Runner's going to tag from third. He makes the catch. Moving up is Roberge, and the throw goes into second base. So called a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Cardona, and it's now an 8-1 lead. Can't ask for anything else if you're the Eagles. Get a ball up in the strike zone and you get under it. That's all you really need to do with less than 2 outs and a runner on third. Now we move it over to Dario Sosa. If you remember all the way back in the first, feels like a long time ago now, Sosa cleared the bases and picked up 2 RBIs with just a rocket of a triple. Call him 1 for 2 so far today. He hits a good line drive into right field. It's another base hit for the Eagles. And that's just a really good piece of hitting from Sosa. Getting a fastball in the outside corner and just going the other way with it. So the Eagles doing a great job moving station to station. You got to start thinking about Jose Cueto, and he's been out there for quite a while. I'm wondering if Bloomfield's starting to think about a move. Runners on first and second, still 2 men gone. It's another 2-out rally for the Eagles. First pitch into Ben Major. Little excuse me foul ball down the third base line. It goes to 0-1. Boy, Major ended the last half frame with a tremendous play in center field, ranging in towards second base and having to go full Superman to make the catch. Pitch clock down to 6 seconds here. And the 0-1. Down low. Good take on a breaking ball. And it goes to 1-1 now. It's not an easy pitch to lay off of, especially when you can set it up with the fastball low. Now the 1-1 offering. Again, misses down low in the dirt, so it goes to 2-1. Major, a freshman out of Troy, Ohio. Another D1 transfer here into post. This time out of University of Dayton. He's a 2-sport athlete back in high school. Ooh, and he gets hit in the helmet this time around. But he looks to be A-OK as he tells home plate umpire. He gets smacked by a pitch. Boy, never fun. And always pretty scary, but hey, he seems to be doing all right. So the bases will be loaded for Post University, and we go back to the top of the order and Jesse Alfala. Looks like we might be having a bit of a equipment malfunction for the home plate umpire. So we're going to have a quick timeout. Let's take a quick break while they decide to get this sorted. So it's going to be bases loaded and 2 men gone for Jesse Alfala when we come back as you're watching Post University Baseball. Looks like everyone's all settled and ready to go, so it'll be Jose Cueto versus Jesse Alfalo with the bases loaded and 2 men gone. And the first pitch in misses down low, and the count goes to 1-0. In the bottom of the 5th, it's an 8-1 ball game. 2 runs already home in the inning for Post. Now the 1-0 count to the Eagles' leadoff man hits him. Boy, I believe that's the second time. Yeah, that's the second time today when you go back to game 1 that Alfalo's been hit. You can say that about a lot of these Eagles today. It's another RBI hit by pitch with the bases loaded, and it looks like we are going to have a pitching change. So the bases are still loaded with 2 outs. It'll be the 9th batter of the inning, Rene Vega III, when we get back. It's 9-1 Post. The new pitcher stepping up to the mound for Bloomfield. It's the 5'8", 175-pound southpaw out of Staten Island, New York. It's George Wanaka stepping up to the mound, making his 15th appearance of the year. He's through 13 2/3 innings of work. He's gotten up to a 14.49 ERA and a 3.00 whip. So we'll see how he can do here. Doesn't get much tougher than this. First offering in, fastball on the outside corner to Rene Vega, and the count goes to 0-1. First time we've seen Vega bat from the right side today as he's facing the southpaw in Wanaka. Vega so far here in game 2, well, he's 0 for 1, but he's been hit by a pitch and he's been walked. Count goes to 1-1 after that last offering misses up and away. Wanaka, he did pitch yesterday, but he didn't get an out throughout the game. Didn't give up a hit as well, but walked one and gave up an earned run. Few errors didn't help him out. Going to be a 2-1 offering to Vega. Over on third base, well, that's Dario Sosa. Ben Major's the man on second, and Jesse Alfalo is on first with 2 gone. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Rene Vega, the 9th batter of the inning to come to the plate for Post. And the 2-1 misses upstairs, and it goes to 3-1. That was a little bit interesting. I giggled because it almost looked like Vega dipped down low to try to force that one to miss upstairs. I don't actually think that's what he did, but it just looked funny from here. Nowhere to put him. The 3-1. Upstairs, that's ball 4. So an RBI walk for Rene Vega. It's now a 10-1 lead for the Eagles. And they've officially batted around here in the 5th. We go back to the man who let us all off. It's Isaiah Velasco. understand the move to the bullpen and Wanaka in the spot they did. You got Vega, switch hitter, forced him to bat from the right side, and now you got a lefty and Isaiah Velasco coming up. So you bring in the southpaw, but it just didn't work in that first try. See if it does any better here. Well, Velasco hits one hard up the middle, and it sneaks through for a base hit. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. They're not going to send the third around third. Instead, it's a 2 RBI double for Isaiah Velasco, and it's a 12-1 Eagles lead. How about Isaiah Velasco with 2 RBIs here in this game? And he reached base 3 times in game 1, so he has been really, really productive, despite the fact I think that's his first base hit of the day. Will be runners on second and third here, still with 2 outs. Most of the damage in this inning coming with 2 gone. Move things over to Justin Rivera now. First offering into him, fastball on the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. Rivera's 1 for 2, an RBI, a couple of runs scored, a walk and a single. Lefty on righty matchup. The 0-1. Line drive into right center field. It's another base hit for the Eagles. 2 runs will come around to score, and going for second is Rivera. He'll get there standing up. A 2 RBI double, and it's 14-1 Eagles. Make it back-to-back 2 RBI doubles for Post University, and boy, 8 runs in the inning for the Eagles. Remember, that's after a 5th-run first inning earlier in this game, so they're just having fun with it at this point. Trying to get up by 2 touchdowns. It's 14-1. At this point, I'm having a bit of a tough time trying to keep up in my own scorebook. Moving over to Hayden Roberge. Roberge, he's 0 for 1 so far in this game, but he's reached base twice. Once on a walk, the other on a hit by pitch. Right, that reminds me. Hayden Roberge now with 24 hit by pitches this year. That's a school record, as I'm being told. I'm wondering if that's a conference record at this point. You can just see it with the way he bats. And hey, it's a la Anthony Rizzo, right? Crowd the plate, force them to pitch you inside. And if they can't do it, well, they're likely going to hit you and you get your free base. First pitch right down the middle for strike 1, and it goes to 0-1. Taking a look at the conference numbers, yeah, 23 entering today. That's the most. So 1-1 offering from the lefty Wanaka into the righty Roberge. And it goes down low, and it goes to 2-1. (14-1) Post lead. 8 runs here in the 5th inning. Most of the damage coming with 2 outs, and still a threat to do more. Lefty on righty, the 2-1. Fastball finds the outside corner, and it goes to 2-2. Roberge, the 12th batter of the inning to come around here in this frame. See if Wanaka can get out of this one. Fastball gets left just a touch upstairs, and the count runs full. It's now 3-2. On deck for the Eagles, it's Jalen Kelly, who you absolutely don't want to see if you're Wanaka. Payoff pitch. Upstairs is ball 4. Kelly already has an RBI this inning, and he's coming back up to the plate. In this game, he's 2 for 2. 2 RBIs, one of them on a hit by pitch. So 2 hits in game 2 today for Jalen Kelly and 3 hits in game 1. 5 for 6 outing. 5 RBIs. I'd call that a pretty good day at the office. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Next offering in. Boy, looks like a sweeper that time out of the hands of Wanaka. It started up and above the zone and found its way into the top half of the strike zone. Goes to 0-2. I think if that's a closer game, you're probably seeing that one call the ball because it's not often you see those high breaking balls ruled a strike. But 14-1. Might see it a couple more times than typical. Oh, a good piece of hitting that time from Kelly as he reaches down and pokes it into right field for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home to score is Rivera. Into third goes Roberge. It's an RBI single for Jalen Kelly, and it's a 15-1 Eagles lead. Boy, a really nice piece of hitting that time for Kelly. Pitch was not a great one to go hit. It looked like it was low and below the strike zone, but he just reached down and poked it into right field. It's hitting it where it's thrown. So Michael Cardona comes back up to the plate. And the first pitch in. Fastball misses up and away, and it's 1-0. Cardona, he hit a sac fly for the second out earlier in this inning. So we've batted around since the second out of this inning. And he hits a hard line drive into right center field. It's another base hit for the Eagles. At this point, we might have to start checking out like school record books or something because this is absurd. The 9th run of the inning. And it's now actually the 10th run of the inning. And it's now a 16-1 Eagles lead. The second RBI of the inning for Michael Cardona and his 4th of the game. Now we're going over to Dario Sosa. Still runners on the corners with 2 gone. And the first pitch into Sosa. A check swing, ruled a strike either way, and it's 0-1. Sosa, he's 2 for 3 today. A triple, a single, and 2 RBIs, as well as a run scored. By the way, that single and run was earlier in the frame. The 0-1. Hard grounder, but foul down the third baseline. It goes to 0-2. By the way, we can give you the final line on Jose Cueto. Went 3 2/3 and gave up 6 earned on 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, and no walks, but 3 hit batsmen. Now a 1-2 count to Dario Sosa. And the 1-2. Breaking ball misses off the outside corner. 2-2. Like the idea there. On a 1-2 count, a little backdoor slider trying to make its way back into the strike zone, but just couldn't work out that time around. It's a hard pitch to execute. Wanaka peers in to his battery mate Arazo. Comes set, and the 2-2. Breaking ball, and he tried to do it again, but again it just misses. And it runs full 3-2. Bloomfield in danger of loading up the bases once again. What's been a 10-run inning for Post. The payoff. Outside ball 4. Move things over to Ben Major. Major, the 16th batter of the inning to come to the plate for Post. And he hits a foul ball down the right field line. Strike one. At a certain point, I half wonder, the Eagles just really don't want to be that person who finishes off the inning. It's Jalen Kelly on third, Michael Cardona on second, and Dario Sosa on first, as that's ruled a strike, and it goes to 0-2 on Major. Lefty on righty matchup, the 0-2. Down low and below the zone, moves it to 1-2 now. A 10-run inning for the Eagles, and they could actually make it more with the base hit here. pitch misses once again, and the count evens up at 2 apiece. Major, by the way, he's 0 for 2. Looking for that first base hit of this one. That misses upstairs. Gets past the catcher. Safe to say nobody's really going here. And it's 3-2 now. The runners will be off. 3-2, 2 outs. So everyone will get a little bit of an extra boost if there's a base hit. Wanaka and the Bloomfield Bears trying to prevent the 11th run from coming home in this frame. The payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. And that's an RBI walk for Ben Major. That's the 11th run of the inning. And it's now a 17-1 ball game. You can see the frustration from George Wanaka out on the mound right now. Thought that was maybe ruled strike 3, but ultimately a home plate umpire decided otherwise. And now Jesse Alfalo comes back up to the plate. First pitch in there for a strike on the outside corner. And it's 0-1. Alfalo, he's 0 for 2, but he scored twice. Once after a walk, the other after being hit by a pitch, and he actually has an RBI on that hit by pitch. Next pitch misses outside, 1-1. Bases are loaded, 2 men gone. The 17th batter of the inning for Post University. The 1-1. Off the outside corner, 2-1 now. It's Michael Cardona on third base, Sosa on second. And there's another line drive into right center field. It'll get down and split the outfielders as this one should clear the bases. All 3 runs are going to come home and score. Moving into third base with a bases clearing triple is Jesse Alfalo. It's a 20-1 game for Post University. How about that? Close to 3 touchdowns for the Eagles. And this inning just continues. They've scored 2 touchdowns in this inning. Quite absurd as the 18th batter will come around to the plate. And now it looks like we're going to have a few discussions here between Bloomfield and the umpires. And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change here. So that's going to do it for Wanaka. It's a 20-1 ball game in favor of Post. Stepping up to the mound for Bloomfield, it's the 6'5", 190-pound junior out of Harmony, New Jersey, Bernard Coronado. Will try to end the bleeding here for Bloomfield. It's been a 14-run fifth inning. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the 18th batter to come to the plate in this inning for Post. That belongs to Rene Vega III. And the first pitch into him this time around misses upstairs. It's 1-0. So Coronado, this is his 9th appearance of the year, but he's only thrown 4 2/3. 13 walks to 5 strikeouts. The 1-0 misses well upstairs, and it's 2-0. You can tell that Coronado throws hard, but again, like many of the Bloomfield Bears, it's just a lot more walks than strikeouts. So I'll see if Post continues to be patient. It's really worked for them quite well in this game, putting up 20 runs. It's now a 3-0 count. Bloomfield, by the way, pitching-wise, they have given up 287 walks on the year. That's coming into this day. I believe they're over 300 now as a team. It's a runner on third with 2 men gone, and the 3-0 offering. Ball 4. So the Eagles have now batted around twice in the inning, which is something that I have personally never seen happen before. So we're going to have a new hitter come into this game, a pinch hitter. It's Sean Cleary stepping in. He replaces Isaiah Velasco, and what a day Velasco had today at the plate. Not the most hits, but really productive. Also just got 3 RBIs with his last double. First pitch into Cleary, finds the strike zone, and the count goes to 0-1. This is only the 5th at-bat of the season for Cleary. He's 0 for 4. Does have a walk on his ledger, but still looking for the first hit. And hey, and a 14-run inning, couldn't think of a better time for one. The 0-1 misses upstairs, 1-1 now. So if this is the end of the day for Velasco, which I believe it is, he went 1 for 3, an RBI double, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. Next pitch in there for a strike, and it goes to 1-2. The 19th batter of the inning for Post. Can Coronado end it here? The 1-2. Fouled back, and Cleary stays alive. Cleary, the sophomore, out of Branford, Connecticut. 5'9", 185 pounds, went to Branford High School. Now the 1-2. Misses low and away, 2-2. We saw Cleary come into the game as a defensive replacement. He actually came into the game and got an at-bat, but I believe it was Alfalo who got caught stealing third and ended his at-bat early. Stuck in a 2-2 count. The pitch, way outside. Runner takes off from first to second. He'll get up safely on the wild pitch. That's Rene Vega moving into scoring position, and the count runs full, 3-2. It's Alfala on third and Vega on second. Cleary at the plate. The payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball forward. Actually got past the catcher. That's Frank Serra behind the plate now. And once again, the bases are loaded for Post University. Justin Rivera doing something that, or looking for something that I don't know if it's ever been done before in CACC history. He's looking for his 3rd RBI hit of the inning. First pitch in there for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Rivera got a single earlier in the 5th, a 2 RBI double. He had an RBI ground out in the second and scored a run after walking in the first. So another just extremely productive day for the post third baseman. And he takes a pitch on the hands off the inside, and that is going to be another RBI on base. It's not a hit, but it's pretty close for Rivera. I hope he's okay, obviously. He seems to be walking it off just fine, but it's another run coming home to score, the third RBI of the inning for him. So now it's Hayden Roberge, and by the way, it looks like Frank Serra, the man behind the plate, is coming up a little bit hurt after that one. Post-athletic trainer out to check on him as well as the Bloomfield training staff. Hayden Roberge up to the plate next. He's 0 for 1 technically today. He's walked twice. He's been hit by a pitch. And he struck out back in the second. Bases are loaded with 2 men gone. 15 runs are home in the frame. Eagles have scored 3 touchdowns today. And takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Having trouble finding more analogies for a 21-1 score than those I've already found. The 1-1 outside, and it goes to 2-1. By the way, the man on deck is Jalen Kelly, and if we get that far for the Eagles, he'll also have an opportunity to have 3 RBI base hits in the same inning. But that's only if we get to the next batter. First, the next pitch to Roberge is in there for a strike, and it goes to 2-2. Two off the outside corner. Count runs full, 3-2. Obviously nowhere to put him. The payoff pitch. Fouled off by Roberge, and we'll do it again. So it's Vega on third, Velasco on second, and Rivera on first. And that one, did that get a piece of the bat? That got a piece of the bat. Wow, that's a foul ball. That used to happen to me in Little League. I haven't seen that happen in quite a long time. Not something you see fairly often. And scary moment, obviously, as Roberge has to dive out of the way of it. You're not really thinking about the bat at that moment. So, hey, another opportunity for Coronado out on the mound. And another payoff pitch. Upstairs, it's ball 4. Coming home to score is Rene Vega, another RBI for Hayden Roberge on the day. Everyone else moves up a station. 16 runs in this 5th inning for Post University. By the way, let's just think about this. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There have been 14. This is the 15th batter to come up since the second out of the inning. And it's Jalen Kelly. First pitch in, fastball down West Broadway, and it goes to 0-1. Kelly, he already has 2 separate RBI singles in this inning. He has an opportunity for 3 RBI hits in the same frame. Coronado ready, the 0-1. Misses upstairs. We got a packed booth today here at Municipal Stadium. I think we're getting a little slap happy at this point. A lot of giggles going on. 16-run fifth inning and the 1-1. Misses outside, and it goes well back beyond the backstop. But I mentioned it a bit earlier, and these are kind of the unwritten rules of baseball. No one's going to be stealing any bases. No one's going to be bunting. No one's swinging 3-0. These are all these type of things. So even on the wild pitches here, you're not going to see batters move up. Still, though, you're Jalen Kelly. This affects your batting average. No rule against not swinging. That's a 2-2 count. I got to apologize. I never noticed it, but this is actually Manny Contreras. My apologies. Contreras is pinch hitting here for Kelly. So Contreras with a 152 batting average this year. Swings and misses, and that will end the inning. How about a 16 spot in one frame for Post University? They lead this one 22-1. After what feels like an eternity, we move to the sixth inning here in Waterbury, Connecticut. Just some numbers on that last half frame. 16 runs on 8 base hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. I needed a whole half frame to calculate that one, but what an inning for Post University. We have our production crew working really hard up here to see if we can find if that's the program record. We think it is. As far as we can tell, it's the program record since 2022, but we're still doing some more research on it. Just an unbelievable outing. And maybe the most unbelievable part is that Joe Christiana is back out there on the mound for Post University. We weren't timing it from the very beginning of the inning, but it was at least over 45 minutes. That we know for certain. And Joe Christiana, despite the long wait, still feeling ready to go. And the 0-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Robert Jimenez is down. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night on 3 pitches. Move things over to Juan Romero now. He's been the best hitter so far today for Bloomfield. He's 2 for 2. Couple of singles so far. But again, it just feels like a very long time ago after the half inning that we just saw. By the way, for Christiana, that's his 7th strikeout of this game today. Another great outing for really just a tremendous 1-2 punch in that post-starting rotation. Wave and a miss. Nasty breaking ball from Christiana, and the count goes to 1-2. Talking about Brennan Holligan earlier, who pitched 6 innings. Gave up 3 runs, but only one of them was earned earlier today. And so far in this one run through 5+ innings of work for Christiana. Count evens up at 2-2 here to Romero. Soft chopper. Actually, they're going to say that was a foul ball. That went off the foot of Romero. And he looks a little bit hobbled, walking around home plate right now, just trying to walk that one off. So Romero going to take his time and walk that one off. Well-deserved. Boy, that's got to really stink for Romero because he was in right field for that entire inning. So you're standing up for a really long time out there, and the first time you get a chance to swing the bat, well, you foul it right into your foot. Looks like he's all right and getting ready to step back into the box. It's a 2-2 count, one man gone, and nobody on here in the top of the 6th inning. Christiana deals. And it just misses low and away. Runs full, 3-2. Pretty good battle here from Romero. There's a lot to like that we've seen from him here in Game 2. The 7th pitch of this at-bat is a payoff. And it runs inside. So it's ball 4. And only the second walk of the game given up by Joe Christiana puts a runner on first with one man gone. Moves things over to Frank Serra. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Couple of strikeouts. And this time on the first pitch, he pops it up. I don't think the third baseman sees it, but he didn't. Instead, it's Alfalo who comes under it, and he makes the grab 2 away. Boy, it looks like Justin Rivera thought it was his ball and then just absolutely lost track of it. Good thing that Alfalo was there to back him up. And now trying to keep the inning alive for Bloomfield, it's Joseph Klein. Klein 0 for 1. Flied out to center back in the second and worked a walk in the 4th. First offering into him. Slow ground ball back up the middle, but almost easily taken by the shortstop. Alfalo recovers and goes the short way to second base, and that will retire the side. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and one man left on base for Bloomfield. It's a 3-touchdown lead for Post going to the bottom of the 6th. Back in here for the bottom of the sixth inning in Waterbury, Connecticut. And we got a new pitcher on the mound, although we saw him earlier in Game 1 for Bloomfield. Stepping up, it's the 6'3", 165-pound right-hander Brian Cespedes out of Harlem, New York. And his first pitch in, Michael Cardona misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-0. Game 1, Cespedes finished off the game. Back pitching his second inning today. Next pitch gets grounded over to the shortstop. Klein throws to first. Scooped out of the dirt nicely by Medina. And it's 1 up, 1 down to begin the sixth inning. Now moves things over to Dario Sosa. Next up for the Eagles. Taking a look at some of the numbers just regarding that ridiculous 16-run fifth inning. It turns out it is the highest scoring run in Post University history. It's the second time in their history which they've scored 10-plus runs. It's just absurd in an inning. And, of course, Hayden Roberge leads the conference in hit by pitches. 24 of them now after getting hit twice. So Dario Sosa up at the plate. He's 2 for 3 so far today. A walk, a 2 RBI triple, a single, 2 runs scored as well. Next pitch on a check swing, appealed down. Says he went around, and the count moves to 2-1. It's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters who had a great day in Game 1 and continuing to do so, but really the whole lineup is having just a tremendous day today in Game 2. Every single player in the lineup has reached base and come around to score. When you bat around 2 times in a single inning, it's inevitable. The 3-1 gets fouled away, and it goes to 3-2. I think we're going to have a few Sports Center top 10 selections possibly to keep an eye out for tonight. Might be 2 nights in a row. Post softball last night was able to make it on Sports Center top 10 as there's another line drive and a base hit for Dario Sosa into left field. How about the third base hit of the game for Sosa? And with 1 out, there's a runner on first for the Eagles and Ben Major. Talked about just how on fire some hitters in this post lineup have been. Dario Sosa, no exception there. Streaky hitter who's just in a very hot streak right now. Ben Major, the 9-hole hitter, is the next man up. First pitch into him, grazes the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. Major, he's hitless today. If I'm not mistaken, I'm taking a quick look. He's one of 2 players, actually 3 players without a hit in the lineup. Quickly falls behind 0-2. So strange to think about, because when you see 22 runs on the scoreboard, you'd expect 30 hits, maybe 25 hits. No, 12 hits, 22 runs. There's a lot of free passes in this game. Breaking ball didn't break enough, and it misses upstairs. Goes to 1-2. Offering from Cespedes gets fouled back and goes out of play once again. So we'll do the 1-2 one more time. This also, I think, deserves a lot of credit to how deep this post lineup is this year. Got some good transfers in the offseason and got older as well. And post team that's currently second in the CACC, having another really nice weekend against Bloomfield. Big swing and a miss that time for Ben Major as he goes down on strikes. First strikeout of this outing for Brian Cespedes, and we go back to the top of the order for the 6th time today. And it's Jesse Alfala stepping up to the plate. Alfala did finally get that first base hit of the game his last time around. Cleared the bases with them loaded. 3 RBI triple. Another thing of note in this game is that every single player in the post lineup other than one has an RBI. Going to be a 2-0 count now to Jesse Alfala. Righty on righty matchup with a runner on first, 2 men gone. And there's another pitch for a strike. It goes to 2-1. Normally I'd say Post trying to pad their lead, but, well, I don't know if they are. The 2-1. Off the inside corner, and it goes to 3-1 now. Cespedes ready to deal, and the 3-1 offering. In there for a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch there, and it goes to 3-2. Also got to give credit to Frank Serra behind the plate. Came up hurt a little bit earlier, but seems to be all right and had a good frame job on that last pitch. Now the payoff. Off the outside corner, and that's ball 4. So that's going to move it to 2-on with 2 away. Dario Sosa moves from first to second base. And now it's Rene Vega coming up to the plate next. Vega, the switch-hitting freshman, batting from the left side. So far, well, he's actually hitless in this game. He's 0 for 1, believe it or not. Through 5 plate appearances, this being his 6th, only one of them will account officially as an at-bat, and it's the flyout in the 4th. He's walked 3 times, and he's been hit by a pitch. One of those walks went for an RBI. Good pitch on the outside corner to move it to 1-1. Remember, during that historic 16-run inning, most of that damage came with 2 outs. In fact, all but 3 of those runs came with 2 outs, so 13 runs, a 2-out rally for the lifetime for the Eagles. It's a 2-1 count now to Rene Vega. The reason I say that is because you never know. There's no clock on baseball for a reason. In fact, now that I'm looking, the pitch clock actually is off, so there's really no clock on baseball. Two on, 2 out. Cespedes in danger of giving up back-to-back walks. The 3-1. Ooh, and instead he hits Rene Vega straight in the back. That's another free pass. And Vega, the second time this game he's been hit. Boy. Now Sean Cleary stepping up to the plate. Cleary came in as a pinch hitter for Isaiah Velasco during that 5th inning and worked a walk. Actually, worked a battle of a walk. It was a 7-pitch walk. First pitch finds the strike zone, and the count goes to 0-1 on him. Next offering goes low and outside, moves to 1-1. Cleary's 0 for 4 on the year, but now a couple of walks. Still looking for his first base hit of the season. Sophomore out of Branford, Connecticut. Waves and misses. Actually, gets a foul tip of that one, but nevertheless, it moves to 1-2. And something to keep in mind. It's hard to put these Eagles away with 2 outs. A lot of 2-out rallies today throughout both games. Trying to make another one here. 1-2. In there for a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Boy, a beautiful breaking ball from Cespedes to end the frame. And ultimately for the Eagles, no runs on a hit, no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. But it's 22-1. The last opportunity for the comeback of a century for Bloomfield coming up. New pitcher trying to shut the door on Bloomfield. It's the 6'2", 205-pound right-hander out of Meridian, Connecticut. It's Sean Nowicki stepping up to the mound. He'll face off against the 8, 9, and 1 hitters trying to end this, what's been a dominant game and a dominant series for Post University. 4 games in 2 days, and barring one of the greatest comebacks you'll ever see, the Eagles will go on to win all 4 of these games. Fun weekend if you're a Post University fan. Franny Medina at the plate. He's 0 for 2. And the 2-0 offering in. Well inside. That goes to 3-0 now. For Nowicki this year, this is his 4th appearance on the mound. He's only pitched 2 innings. Throughout that stretch, he's given up 2 earned on 5 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. And he starts off his outing with a 4-pitch walk to Franny Medina. So Medina reaches base for the first time in this game, too. Obviously, the first walk given up by Nowicki out on the mound. And now we go over to the 9-hole hitter. It's Elder Maldonado. Maldonado, he's 1 for 2. Reached on a single his last time out. We can actually give you the final line for Joe Christiana in this game. We'll do it after this first pitch. Right down the middle, and the count goes to 0-1. Christiana, 6 innings of work today, 3 hits, and only 1 run given up. That 1 run wasn't earned. 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. So both the starters today, as there's a hard hit line drive through the middle of the infield for a base hit, and first 2 runners aboard here in the 7th inning for Bloomfield. Elder Maldonado picks up his 2nd hit of this game, too, and we go back to the top of the order. For the 4th time here, it's Marquise Arazo. Arazo, he's 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out here in game 2. First offering in. Fouled back into the netting and goes to 0-1. So the final line for the Eagles today, it's 22 runs on 12 hits. 1 error and 8 men left on base. Remember, this is only a 7-inning game. It's the 2nd game of a doubleheader. It's a 1-1 count to Marquise Arazo. Offering in. High fly ball, left field. Directly under it is Roberge, and he makes the catch. 1 away here in the 7th. Still 2 on, but the job just a little bit harder now for Andres Frias. Frias 0 for 3 today. Had the inside the Parker, what feels like forever ago in game 1. And he smacks the first pitch in this at-bat fairly deep to center field. Going back, Ben Major, but in front of the track, he makes the catch. Tagging from second base is Medina, and he'll get there standing up. So called a sacrifice fly for Frias. But now it's runners on the corners with 2 men gone, and the Bears are down to their final out in this game. It'll be up to Malachi Jones to try to keep this game alive. And Jones, you almost have to feel bad for him. He's hit the ball really well all 3 times he's been up to the plate, but he's been robbed of 2 base hits. Remember, it was the great play by Rivera at third base and a great play by Ben Major in center field, both of which might be submitted to SportsCenter as well. Just got confirmation that they, yes, in fact, will both be submitted to SportsCenter. The 2-0 offering. Fastball misses off the outside corner, and it runs to 3-0 now. Still, despite the 2 hit robberies today, Malachi Jones, he's 1 for 3. He's taken the entire way. It's a strike out the knees, and it moves to 3-1 this time around. So the runner on third base, that's Franny Medina. The runner on first base is Elder Maldonado. 2 gone here in the 7th. The 3-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Looked like it would have likely been ball 4, but instead it's a full count, 3-2. Nowicki with an opportunity to end the game right here. What's been a really fun day for the Eagles can come to a close. The payoff pitch. Chopped foul down the first baseline. We'll do it again. Fans making some noise. Another payoff. And good job by Malachi Jones just to stay alive at the plate. Tough battle here to possibly close off the night. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Nowicki having a hard time putting Jones away. Once again, Nowicki set and a payoff. Ground ball to the right side. This should do it. Fielded cleanly by Cordona. He flips to the pitcher covering, and that is the ball game. What a game for the Eagles. 22 runs in game 2, 10 runs in game 1, 32 combined between the two games, and just an outstanding 4-game sweep of the Bloomfield Bears for Post University. Both the starting pitchers in this game having tremendous starts. Joe Christiana as well as Brennan Holligan in game 1. But a 16-run 5th inning, the highlight of the day. Everybody scores a run on the offense. Everybody reaches base. And couple of victories all in a day's work. Don't go anywhere. We'll have our interviews with the players of the game coming up next. But once again, a 22-1 game in favor of the Eagles. Can you turn on his mic? It is on. Oh, cool. Sweet. Well, welcome in, Post Eagles fans. On that note, I'm joined alongside one of our two players of the game today, Maiko Cardona. And Maiko, what a game today. A couple of RBI knocks for yourself, but I want to ask you about the team first. Coming in, knowing the level of your opponent, how did you guys stay focused? And not only stay focused, but between the two games, 32 combined runs between the two.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long 10 games, as you guys know, but we've been staying together and just trying to think of the opponent as just another team and not thinking about any records or nothing like that, and just saying let's go out there and just score as many runs as we can.
Despite not thinking about any records, you guys broke a lot of records today, especially in that fifth inning in Game 2, in which the whole lineup came around twice. 2/3 of the lineup came around 3 times. How did that feel in the dugout, in the batter's box, in the diamond? Was that a really fun inning after a certain point where you're like, I kind of want to get going? Like, how was this feeling with the team inside?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's good to score a lot of runs, but after a while, you're running around. It's a hot day,
sure.
But I mean, we can't take the beautiful weather for granted, so it's just great to be out here.
And last question for you. Now, we know the offense was on fire today, but maybe the most underrated part of today's game, the two starters, each going 6 innings of work and having tremendous outings. They've been workhorses all year long, so as an offense, what does that mean for you guys, knowing that you're likely going to get 4, 5, 6 innings of really strong work from them?
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising at all. I mean, those are our two best guys, so, I mean, going out there, having those guys on the mound and having the confidence just to know that we can score however many runs and probably be in it, then it feels pretty good.
All right, well, thank you so much for the time. Congratulations again
Appreciate
on the win.
it.
And we'll be back with Mr. Sosa, our second player of the game, in just a quick minute. All right, well, I'm joined with Dario Sosa now, our second player of the game. And Dario, I was just going over your stats for a quick second. 3 extra base hits today. Did the baseball just look like a beach balloon ball? Like, how did that feel out there?
No, I mean, it's just practice, that extra work before the game, and sometimes even after the game. I mean, there are some games that I'll go a couple hours after and go to the cages, just trying to work on what I need to work on, and slowly it's paying off.
Well, it's definitely paying off. It's paying off on the field, and you can see that. Take us through that bases-clearing triple you had early in Game 2, a bit of a pivotal moment in the game. You guys were down early in that one, and obviously later you guys broke it open, but what was going through your head at that moment, and how fun was that triple?
Honestly, I was just thinking about taking the ball to the right side. I mean,
Simple.
the pitching is not there, so you got to select specific pitches, and it's not velo we've been used to, or what I mean. So your best bet is just trying to put the ball in play, and that's all I try to do there.
Is it a bit of a adjustment, so to speak, when you're facing this kind of level of pitching and there's just a lot of free passes, obviously a lot of hit by pitches? Like, was it almost tough to adjust, especially towards the beginning of these games today?
Oh, very, very. I mean, like I said, it's just trying to be very, very patient up there, So just hit the ball hard and put it in play, and everything will be fine.
Last question for you, Dario. You were a huge part in that 16-run 5th inning today. Highest single inning in school history in terms of run total. Just as a hometown kid, what does that mean for you, and just what does that mean in general for the momentum of this team now moving towards the late stages of the season?
I mean, that's a really big sign for us, seeing the guys taking the ABs seriously. I mean, we were up by 20 runs and guy were still walking, wasn't swinging at bad pitches, so that's a really good sign by us. I mean, we're heading into the next pair of games pretty confident and knowing what we're looking for, so that's all that matters.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. And for everyone here at Post University, that's going to do it. What a day. A 10-4 victory in Game 1 and 22-1 in Game 2. For Dario Sosa and everyone else, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.